Well, I want to talk about a subject that's on the lips of everybody, and that's longevity. And I'm talking about longevity of each individual. Americans don't do a very good job. In the world, we rank 60th in longevity. There's 59 other countries whose peoples live longer than us. There are 20 top longevity cultures on Earth whose peoples have 40 times 100-year-olds we do. They have 100-year-old per 250 of their populations. We have 100-year-old per 10,000. And yet we have the most expensive healthcare system in the world. We have more technology in healthcare than anybody else. We spend more money each year than all the 204 nations registered in the United Nations on healthcare. And yet for longevity, we rank 60th. For healthfulness, we rank 92nd. There's 91 other countries whose peoples are healthier than us. And God forgive us, we rank 41st when it comes to live birth and first month survivability of our babies. When you're looking at the industrialized world, we're dead last in the industrialized world for live births and first month survivability. So where did we go wrong? Where did we leave the path? Well, you have to appreciate that insurance was a big culprit because people didn't care whether it worked or not as long as insurance paid for it. It was one of those sort of seductive things. Oh, insurance pays. I'll get that treatment without really investigating. Also, 100 years ago, the medical system, through paying at the federal level, the state level, the county and city level, under the table to elected officials, they became a protected monopoly 100 years ago, 1914, following the Flexner Report. And they're self-policing. They have no agency with oversight over them. And so they've run amok over the last 100 years. I mean, it's to be expected. Benjamin Rush, who was one of the founders of this great country, he was one of the contributors to the production of our Declaration of Independence, the Constitution. He was a physician in the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War, and he told Thomas Jefferson at the time there had to be something in the Constitution that would say that there could be many different types of doctors. Otherwise, one group of doctors would take over. Well, his worst nightmares have come true because they put this thing, because everybody was lobbying to have their thing put into the Constitution. So he said, we'll just put in the pursuit of happiness. That'll cover it. Well, doctors took advantage of it. Insurance companies jumped in. And now we have each year, medical doctors kill, injure, and infect 15 million patients in their workplace, hospitals, clinics, private and offices. They kill, injure, and infect 15 million of the customers in the workplace. They don't even get an OSHA ticket. So what do? I want you to get a hold of the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And it'll teach you how to give your genes, your DNA, your RNA, and your telomeres, the end caps on your chromosomes, everything they need to maximize your genetic potential for longevity, for health, for fending off disease, for strength and speed and intelligence. Everybody has a genetic potential far greater than what they get out of life. And that's because we were told by the medical system, oh, just eat well, you get everything you need. That's like saying there is no such thing as gravity. You can jump off a 50-story building. You're just going to float around. That's how dumb that statement is. You cannot get everything you need by just eating well. Okay, that's why there's these 20 top longevity cultures. They're all over the place. They're on the sea coasts, they're in mountains, they're in plains, they're in deserts, they're in forests. But they do have 23 common threads, one of which is they're getting all 60 essential minerals. Now, how do they do that? Well, it's just by dumb luck. Their families and their forefathers set up housekeeping in these places. Well, you can consciously supplement with these 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. You can mimic what they're doing in all these weird places they live and get the same benefits. Medical care is not going to give it to you. They've had 100 years, and it's just getting worse. Okay, so I urge you again to get a hold of your Youngevity associate and ask for the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And you look it up, it'll blow your mind. Of the failed medical theories over the thousands and thousands of years, failed medical theories, including that saturated fat was bad. Saturated fat was said to be bad because Procter & Gamble wanted to sell Crisco, so they gave the American Heart Association $1.7 million to endorse Crisco as a healthier way to eat. Hello? Then there was no science. It was just it was an ad campaign. And then the salt thing. I yelled about that in my original audio cassette tape, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, in 1993. Salt is a required nutrient set, okay? You need the sodium, you need the chloride. You need them. They're essential nutrients. You can't cut them out of your diet. You can't restrict them. And then the genetic thing. Boy, there is a failure. Even James Watson, the guy who got the Nobel Prize for the double helix, said all the experiments they've done in genetics over the last 6 years have been irrelevant because none of the diseases that we think of as being genetic, cancer, diabetes, he said you can sequence 150,000 people a day that have cancer and diabetes. You're never going to find a cure because none of it's genetic. It's all chemistry, biochemistry, a.k.a. nutrition. All the details are in the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. The good thing is you're in control. Once you find out you're in control, you can do your own lab work. You can spend $5 to your own lab work that a doctor will charge you $2,000 for. You can go to a pharmacy without a prescription and get all the same test strips he uses for less than $5. I mean, come on. This is America. Let's get independent here. Save ourselves. By saving ourselves, we'll save America. Get the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more truth, justice, and the longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, this is another one of those ones where you see the headline and you go, oh, wow, they might be onto something. They made a great observation here, but then they take the left turn out there in the hinterlands. This is a Fox News story headline, psoriasis or rheumatoid arthritis linked to heart risk. Say several conditions that stem from a malfunctioning immune system, so they're thinking it's a autoimmune disease. They say psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, and rheumatoid arthritis may create a higher than average risk for heart-related problems and death, according to a new study. One of the co-lead authors, a Dr. Alexis Ogni of the Rheumatology Division in the Perelman School of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania, says it's not terribly surprising that there is an increased risk of heart disease because of the similar levels of systematic inflammation. They say whole body inflammation has also been linked to premature plaque buildup in arteries. The rough red skin patches and characteristic of psoriasis are caused by a chronic autoimmune disease affecting 7.5 million people in the U.S., according to the National Psoriasis Foundation. Say it can be treated with topical creams, ultraviolet light, and light therapy, that is, or drugs. And I thought, how about maybe a gluten-free diet, And they go on to say 10 to 20% of people with psoriasis also develop a form of inflammatory arthritis associated with the disease, according to the CDC. They say rheumatoid arthritis is a systemic inflammatory disease caused by the immune system. It affects about 1 million U.S. adults, according to the American College of Rheumatology. And they looked at, in the UK, they looked at 138,000 adults with psoriasis, 8,700 with psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis, and another 42,000 that had rheumatoid arthritis, and then compared that to 81,000 people that didn't have any of those conditions, followed them for 16 years from 94 to 2010, and they looked at whether or not they were on drugs or not. And they found those with psoriatic arthritis were 36% more likely to have a heart attack compared to the group that didn't have any diseases. And there was a similar risk in those patients with severe psoriasis that had been prescribed drugs, and those that had rheumatoid arthritis that did not take drugs. They also found those with rheumatoid arthritis that was severe enough to be on the drugs, they had twice the risk compared to the people in the other group of suffering a heart attack. And that was all published in the Annals of Rheumatic Disease. And, once again, they got it all wrong. They think it's this autoimmune thing when it's, it's just that they're not absorbing any nutrients because they're probably gluten intolerant. So they're going to get all kinds of diseases. That's exactly right. And you hit the nail on the head, Doug. You find that many of these people with gluten intolerance and psoriasis, which is one of the skin manifestations, it's eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea, and, of course, irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, all these things. When they have these things, they definitely have a gluten intolerance. We've seen people as many as 22 to 45 different diseases. I mean, they're talking about obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, dementia, macular degeneration, glaucoma, ruptured disc, low thyroid, high blood pressure, cardiomyopathy, heart disease, fibromyalgia, and all these diseases in one person. You say, how could this happen? Well, that's because they're not absorbing nutrients. And all the diseases they have are nutritional deficiency diseases. So the first thing to deal with rheumatoid arthritis, the first thing to deal with fibromyalgia and psoriasis and lupus, all these related diseases, you just get off of gluten, no fried foods, no processed meat. You hear me say this over and over and over, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And then you throw in the 90 essential nutrients, and you're going to get benefit. But there's a secret sauce for each disease, because the thyroid gland likes all 90 essential nutrients, but in particular, it likes
things like iodine, selenium, and copper. Your bones need all 90 essential nutrients, but in particular, they like more calcium, and they like more phosphorus and stuff like that. So we have the secret sauces. So thank you, Doug. Super job as usual. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to British Columbia, Canada. And Edith, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Edith, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, how
I'm
can we
calling
help
about
you?
my husband. He's 72 years old, and he has chronic renal failure, second DDM, HTN, and it's led to anemia. And his GFR is now 30.
Okay, is he on dialysis?
No.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm assuming he's urinating.
Yes.
Okay. And does he have diabetes?
Yes.
Okay. Type 1 or type 2?
He's on Lantus for that.
Okay. So he has type 2 diabetes?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. What does your husband weigh?
About 200 pounds.
Okay. Does he have any other issues, things like back problems or arthritis or low thyroid or anything?
He has a pain in his back, but they contributed to the kidney problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does he have any tingling or numbness or burning in his feet?
No.
Okay, good. And let's see here. Does he have any skin problems? Any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No.
Okay. Does he have any history of lung problems? Asthma, bronchitis, COPD?
No.
Okay, good. All right. Shar.
He had a stent in his heart a few years ago.
Okay, he did have a stent put in. Okay, so he's got some coronary artery disease.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Shar.
Yes.
200-pound guy here, coronary artery disease, pain in his back. He's got type 2 diabetes, and he's got anemia and kidney failure. What would you do for him?
I would put him on 2 healthy blood sugar packs, and then I would add Ultimate Daily to that for the kidney issues, and I would also add glucogel because it sounds like he needs that too.
Oh, for the back, yeah, there's 2 bottles of glucogel, so your husband, Edith, can have 15 glucogel capsules a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner, and they're particularly designed to support and promote maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae. And the Ultimate Daily tablets, as Shar suggested, I want him to have 1 bottle a month of 3 twice a day, 3 tablets twice a day. They're designed to support and promote healthy blood pressure as well as support blood flow through obstructed arteries, including his coronary arteries in his heart, which he has a history of problems with. And also, when people have kidney failure, in most cases, I don't know, it could be as much as 99%, they don't really have anything wrong with their kidneys, but the little afferent arteries that carry the dirty blood into the filter units are obstructed, and the kidneys fail, not because of anything wrong with them, but because they can't get the dirty blood to filter. And so the Ultimate Daily is designed to support and promote healthy blood flow through these obstructed arteries, and usually you're going to see an improvement in the glomerular filtration rate. The diabetes, as Shar said, the 2 healthy blood sugar packs, make sure he gets his blood sugar tested every day and adjust his medication as his blood sugar levels indicate. Call us every 2 weeks. We'll walk you through this. We'll be back after these messages.
All right, let's head to Maryland. And Carmen, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Carmen, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi, how can we help you?
I'm allergic to like 15 medications. I can't take anything. I have to do everything natural. And I put some athlete's foot on, and I got a reaction, and it was just itchy so bad. And I want to know, do you know something I can take not itch when you have a reaction? Because the only thing you can take is adrenaline, but it doesn't really stop the itching. It just keeps your throat from swelling up.
Okay, now, why are you itching? Because you eat something you're allergic to, like gluten?
No, I put some athlete's foot Tinactin Walmart brand on my feet because I get athlete's foot when I get stressed out a lot.
I see. How much do you weigh, Carmen?
129 today.
Okay. And do you have any other issues? Do you have any skin problems? Do you have permanent skin problems like eczema or dermatitis or psoriasis or rosacea?
No.
Did you have asthma as a kid?
No, I had bronchitis. You said I was intolerant.
You have chronic bronchitis?
Yeah, every 4 times a year, every time the seasons change.
Okay. And do you have any bowel problems, anything like constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Do you have any children?
No. I'm not married.
Okay. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one sister.
Okay. Does she have any health problems?
Yeah, she's really fat. She's obese, I'd say. She has her hair is real thin. Mine's getting thin, too, on the top.
Okay.
She has really bad skin. I guess she got acne, really bad.
She got eczema? Okay.
Acne.
Your sister has acne and eczema?
I don't know. I don't think she has eczema, but she has had acne really bad, and so her face is all yucky.
Mm-hmm.
And her skin and her back and everything.
Okay, well, you need to let your sister know this is what Shar is going to tell you. Shar, what's going on here?
They have a gluten intolerance, for sure.
Absolutely. Drop-dead gluten intolerance. So at 129 pounds, what would you give this young lady just as a basic program? And then what would you give her for the itchy skin?
Well, she just needs a Healthy Start Pack 1, which should do it. I would give her the Healthy Start Pack 2.0.
Okay.
And for the itchy skin, she could put the... Pardon? Hello?
CM cream.
CM cream, yeah.
Yeah, that stops the itchies. Okay, so what we want here, Carmen, is one of the Healthy Start Packs, which has 3 products in it, as Shar said. That would give you 1 tablespoon twice a day of the OsteoFX Plus. That's a liquid calcium and mineral supplement. And then you want 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 Nutris crystals twice a day. 3 of the EFA Pluses once a day somehow. And then the CM cream, get a bottle of that and apply that to your itchy skin. Stop the itching in about 5 to 10 minutes. Call us every 2 weeks. We'll walk you through this. We'll be back. The dead doctors don't lie after these messages.
Let's head to Florida. And Anthony, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Anthony, you're on the air.
Hello, hey. I was calling for my wife, Shantae. She's right over here. I'm going to let her tell you what went up.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, what's your first name?
Shantae.
Shantae?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on, Shantae?
In March, I was hospitalized for pancreatitis, and a couple of weeks ago, it started again. But this time, they said I have a bowel obstruction, and I wanted to know what you would recommend for me to take or...
Okay, now we're talking about bowel obstruction. What are they talking about with a bowel obstruction? Are you constipated, or you have a twisted bowel, or what?
I have the stomach swelling, the pain, the constipation. Sometimes I have nausea.
Okay. Did they recommend rushing you to the emergency room and give you immediate surgery?
No, they gave me antibiotics.
Okay. Did they give you a laxative?
No.
Did they tell you to drink lots of water and eat plenty of fruit?
No.
Well, what did they propose for the bowel obstruction?
They just gave me antibiotics and they sent me home.
Are you having bowel movements? Are you having bowel movements even if they're tiny little goat-like pee droppings? Are you having any bowel movement at all?
Yeah, they're it's like constipated, like pee droppings.
Okay. How much do you weigh, Shantae?
Yes.
What is your weight? What is your weight?
135.
Okay. Do you have any skin problems? Any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
No.
Did you have asthma or bronchitis as a kid?
I had bronchitis.
Okay. And let's see, do you have any children?
Yes, 2.
And do any of them have asthma or skin problems or bowel problems?
Yes, my daughter, she has asthma.
Okay. Well, Shar, what's going on here?
Well, her symptoms are describing a gluten intolerance, and of course the doctor never figured that out.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, your 2 children have a gluten intolerance, and if you have any brothers and sisters, they've got a gluten intolerance. If your mother's still alive, she has a gluten intolerance. All her siblings got a gluten intolerance. So you need to alert everybody to this. Your whole family here, Shantae, your husband, your children, yourself, everybody living in your house, including the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish, mother-in-law, everybody in the house has got to be gluten-free. All your brothers and sisters and your sister's children all got to be gluten-free. And if your mother and your aunts and uncles are all still alive on your mom's side, they need to be gluten-free. And what would you do here for just a basic health program for her, Shar?
I give her the Healthy Start Pack 2.0. She only needs one.
Okay, very good. What would you do for the constipation?
I give her the Rainforest at night.
Herbal Rainforest, you're exactly right. Okay, and let's see here. The pancreatitis, I'm going to throw this in. I wanted to have some extra selenium, too. So here's what we're going to do, Shantae. Absolutely none of the bad stuff. That means absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates, nitrites. It means no deli slices, no sandwich meats. Absolutely no oils. It means no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils. Absolutely no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye oats of any kind. Again, the fish and the birds and dog and cat, husband, mother-in-law, everybody in the household has got to be gluten-free, and all your relatives, all your children. And then you need, as Shar pointed out, one Healthy Start Pack. That would be a tablespoon twice a day of the OsteoFX Plus. That's our minerals and calcium. One scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. The 3 EFA Pluses, you can either take them all at once or one at breakfast, lunch, and dinner would probably be better in your case. I'd also get 2 bottles of selenium because we want to help the muscles in your bowels and the muscles in your pancreas. I would also have you take then 2 bottles of our Ultimate Selenium so you can have 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. Again, that's for the pancreatitis and the bronchitis and the bowel obstruction. And then I would have you take the Herbal Rainforest. I want you to take just a half ounce, which is a tablespoon at bedtime with a glass of water every night. So 1 quart is going to last you 2 months. And then I want you to call us every 2 weeks. I want to know your weight. I want to know how your belly pain is doing, how your bowel consistency is. But it's imperative that everybody is drop-dead gluten-free. There cannot be any gluten in anybody's life anymore. Otherwise, you're going to have big problems here. Okay? And let's see if we can't keep you from having to have emergency surgery here. Okay? Call us every 2 weeks, Shantae. We'll walk you guys through this. But I'd get started immediately. Okay, Doug, we have time to start another one?
Yeah, we head to Connecticut. And Alfredo, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Alfredo, you're on the air.
Yes. My sister, she's 75 years old. About 8 to 10 years ago, she had colon cancer. It recurred about 6 months ago, and it had spread to her rectum and I think metastasized to her liver. I started her off on selenium, Z-Radical, Ocean Gold, Oxybody, Cell Shield, and Triple Chocolate. She was doing fine. Then I could not be there every day. She was not drinking and eating properly, so she became dehydrated, and I told her that she would if she didn't. Anyway, she ended up in the hospital. Now, one of the problems that she had, whenever I forced her or made her do the drinks and eat, she had a bag. She said it was very tight. And she said she mentioned it to the doctors, and they just, I guess, never said anything about it. So she had a tightness where the bag is, and she had a huge bed sore, I heard. So I'm wondering what I can do for that tightness, and she does not have an appetite now. And she's in rehab.
She has a bag because she had a colonoscopy and she's got a bag?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I got you. Okay. All right. Let's see. Is she still in the hospital or is she at home?
She's in rehab now.
Rehab, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take this one. What does she weigh, you think?
She's about 180-something. She did lose weight when she was on chemo, and they did take her off chemo for, I think, 6 months, which I'm very happy about.
Okay, so right now she's at 180 pounds. Is that correct?
Legs very black, yes. Legs very black from radiation last time. Mm-hmm. But, when I was using the cream, it did get better.
Okay. Well, what I'd suggest is that we give her 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. That would be, as you're giving her, 3 selenium twice a day. I would also give her 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus twice a day. I'd go ahead and give her 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, 3 of the EFAs twice a day. And then, as you pointed out, really great, the Ocean's Gold, I give her 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And the Z-Radical, 2 ounces a day. That's an ounce at breakfast, ounce at dinner. That's 2 quarts a month. And did you say you were also giving her the chocolate?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, the triple treat?
Yes.
Yeah, and she could have up to 6 pieces of that a day. You just get the box of 100. So it's cheaper because it's less packaging than if you buy them in boxes of 20s. And, again, it's imperative for her to stay away from the bad stuff. And everybody who lives in that house, including the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish and yourself and anybody else living in the house, needs to be totally gluten-free so there's no cross-contamination in the laundry, the food preparation surfaces, the couches and beds, and so on. Give us a call every 2 weeks, Alfreda, and keep us up to date. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, 94 Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Arkansas. And Christina, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Christina, you're on the air.
Hello. I had called last week about a person with multiple myeloma.
Mm-hmm.
And you had gave several suggestions and things. And so far, he's taking the tangy tangerine. For 3 months, he's already been taking that. But he only takes 1 to 2 scoops a day.
Okay.
And then he takes the krill oil and turmeric and calcium and cell shield and some other things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still not any better. You also said for him to eat at least 6 to 10 eggs a day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, he has a hard time with that. Right now he's just trying to get 3 to 4 eggs a day. He don't really like eggs.
Well, what I would do is I'd put them in a shake or even freeze them in a shake and make an ice cream out of it and let them nibble on it that way. You could put the Z Radical, which tastes very nice, in the ice cream that has the eggs in it. You have to use your common sense here. And if he doesn't like the taste of them, you mask the taste.
Right, okay. Yes.
Yeah, there's no need to suffer necessarily here.
Right. Okay, and then his thyroid was a little high, but within 6 weeks, it's went twice as high, the TSH. Mm-hmm. And his salt, I guess, I don't know, I was supposed to ask about the salt, but I know that they told him, because he still has the edema, they told him the only way to get rid of the edema is to be on high blood pressure medicine. Well, he has real low blood pressure, and they want him to raise his blood pressure to be too high to put him on that medicine.
Mm-hmm. Well, basically, again, he has an absorption problem here. So everybody in that household's got to be gluten-free. There can't be any gluten in that house. The dog and the cat and the mother-in-law and everybody in the house got to be gluten-free so he can absorb stuff. And, again, high blood pressure medication is not going to help him in this case. If he doesn't have enough blood protein, extra salt will cause edema if you don't have enough protein. So it's imperative that he, eats as many eggs as possible, 6, 8, 10 eggs a day if he can. But again, I'd mix it with our Slender Effect shake. If you make it with water, it's going to be a weight loss thing. He doesn't want that. If you mix it with heavy whipping cream and then throw the eggs in there, he got to have 2 of those shakes frozen and let him eat it with a spoon like ice cream. Let him take a half hour to an hour to eat it like ice cream as opposed to trying to drink it, and then he won't have a consistency problem. And you can, mix as much of his supplements as you can in with that ice cream you're going to make for him. Let him nibble on that. Okay, that's the way I would do that. And so good nursing care here is going to be the best. Also, we have an energy drink. It's the Pollen Burst Plus. It's just really great. It has flower pollen and bee pollen in it and all kinds of great nutrients. It's totally gluten-free. It's the Pollen Burst Plus. And then we have the Rebound, which is our sports drink, which has 100 nutrients in it. It's another way he could sip on that. And it's imperative that he get fluids into him, more minerals, and that'll help him with his fluid balance and help him get rid of some of that edema. You can even get the plain minerals, just the plain plant-derived minerals, and rub that on his legs, and that'll help get rid of some of the edema. Just rub it, you can wrap his legs with an ace bandage soaked in the plant-derived minerals, and that will help draw out some of that edematous fluid. Give us a call every couple of weeks, and good nursing care is the secret word here, Christina. Okay, Doug, how much time do we have here?
About 2 seconds.
2 seconds. Well, get a hold of my new book, folks, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and learn how to add 25 to 50 years to your life. Well, thank you, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.